Everybody thinks you need a pure lockdown build to play elite defense in 2K, but that's not the case. I've been running point guard for years, and that means I've had to guard every style of score: slashers, shooters, ISO guards. That's where my defense comes from, not just the attributes. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact tips I use to shut people down and how you can do the same thing even if you're not on the pure lock build. And if I miss anything in this video, make sure you chime in the comments and let me know what you'd add. You have got to send Mo. If you want to send Mo's shirt, make sure you go to superhawk44.com, put your order in and get you a shirt, man. Or you can hit that link tree and it will have the merch at the very top. I appreciate all of your support. Now let's get back to the video. Rule number 1 of lockdown: don't drop ignore that. Let's talk about positioning. You will get a lot more steals on NBA 2K26 if you focus on your positioning and not so much on reaching. You have to read the style of player you're going against and beat them to the position that they're going before they get there. If you focus on getting stops and not just steals, the steals will come to you. Block shots will come to you. Everything will come to you if you just focus on stopping him from doing what he wants to do. Just be annoying. Be in the way. Make sure your hands are up or out and use them. That's what they're there for. That's why the mechanic is in the game. Have your hands up. One of my main things, I'll start with my hands up and then I'll put my hands down. I'll try to get a bump, and then if I get a bump, my hands are going back up again. When people get bumped and have to retreat, a lot of times they'll pick the ball up and look for a bailout pass or a reset. That's when you get your hands up, you'll get easy tip steals, and you're anticipating where they're gonna pass it and shade that side. If it doesn't force them to pick the ball up and there's somebody that dribbles and then dribbles back, a lot of people dribble back to where they just came from for no reason. Everybody wants to do a step back. So as soon as that step back comes, that's when you reach. That's when you get your hands in there, and you might just get it. Or you could do the same thing you were doing before. If they continue dribbling and you know they're coming back, just stay there with your hands up or your hands out. Use that right stick, and a lot of times it'll just bounce off of you and you get a steal that way. Now, plenty of you have to deal with ball screens on this game. What you want to do is force them away from it. A lot of the times, they're going to try to force themselves to use the screen anyway or make you hit it. If you stand completely on that one side, people tend to dribble the ball off of you. Learn how to play on-ball defense. Sometimes it requires you going over the screen. Sometimes it requires you going under the screen. But you got to know, if you're going against a shooter, go over the top. If you're going against a slasher, go under it. And for those people that are actually good and all around offensively, you just got to switch it up. You do not want to give them the same read over and over again. You also don't want to go away from whatever's working. So find what that is. Because if you can't stop them, it's probably somebody else's turn at it. But I understand, sometimes my pride get in the way too. Overall, you got to do what wins the game. And it's also not just a one-on-one defensive game. You have a whole team. So if you know your big is sitting in the paint, make sure your guard isn't just getting threes off in your face. And if you're somebody that does not have an offensive rebound, there is no need for you to be crashing like that. Get back and get a stop that way. You might just stop a free bucket from happening. Wait, I like this clip. Let's run this back. We're coming up court. We're up 20. I throw a horrible pass. Just trying to run and gun just because, bruh. But look, they have a 3-on-1 here. They actually run their lanes correctly. But anticipating and picking up on people's tendencies, I get a stop anyway. It's little things like that that make the score what it is. Again, learn to switch up on defense. Sometimes you're trying to get through every screen. Sometimes you're just calling for the switch and then playing the lane. Learn how to do both. You got to pick up on basketball tendencies, and it does not hurt to watch some actual basketball. One of my favorite things about being the point guard for my team most of the time and being one of the primary defenders, the ball usually goes back to the point guard. A lot of teams try to force it to the point guard in any situation. So if you get to the point where you make it difficult for them to get their point guard the ball, it'll make life that much harder for them. So notice here, I'm holding LT so I can get contact on them, and I'm holding my right stick to the left so I could get a hand down in the pass lane in case he tries to pass it anyway. See, these are the kind of plays that are satisfying to me. Knowing that I'm making life difficult or I'm just annoying you, I love that. Now, you don't see me off ball too often, but I'm still being annoying. This isn't even my man. I'm just floating around, letting them know like I'm here. Now it happens to be a bot he threw it to. So most of you know, when the bot gets the ball, most people tend to call for it, right? You're still playing defense, and you gotta pick up on the tendency of people that like to call for the ball a lot. And you shoot that passing lane. I tend to reach more in passing lanes than I do on ball. On ball, it's more so positioning for me. But that's just me. I feel like I'm a great defender, so I try to keep myself in position to be a great defender at all times. I don't want to bail him out by reaching and flying out of the way. It's not always about the stat sheet for me. So if I don't get a steal, fine. But if you ruin the whole offensive possession for your team, say you got a shot clock violation, or you just threw the ball out of bounds, I feel like I won that possession. If I force you to shoot a contested shot, a heavily contested shot, I feel like I won that possession, regardless of if the ball went in the hoop or not. I feel like I'm doing my job. So if you have any defensive tips that you want to add in the comment section, please let me know. Because again, I'm not a pure lock. I'm just good at defense. And if you let us know in the comments, we could all get better. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It will help out a lot. I'm trying to hit 50K subscribers by 2026. So please help me. Tell them to send Mo and be blessed.